Her gaze turns hearts to stone. Medusa, the monster of myth, hides a deeper truth. What if the eyes you fear are your own, reflecting the parts of yourself you've refused to see, the shame you've buried, the power you've denied, the child you silenced? In this video, you'll uncover a new way to face your shadow through Carl Jung's psychology and transform your pain into power. Step into her lair with me, and let's face the mirror together. Medusa wasn't born with snakes for hair. She was a maiden, radiant, her beauty a beacon in the temple of Athena. But a god's betrayal, Poseidon's violation, and a goddess's wrath transformed her. Her hair became serpents, her gaze a weapon, her name a curse. She was cast out, unseen, unwanted. You know this wound. The moment you were judged, rejected, or told your light was too much. The moment you learned to hide. A 2024 Journal of Analytical Psychology study found that unacknowledged emotions, like shame or rage, create neural feedback loops that amplify inner conflict. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the parts of you that you reject but that demand to be seen. These suppressed pieces don't vanish. They grow louder, shaping your fears, your doubts, your quiet aches. When did you last feel unseen? A moment when your truth was too heavy for the world. A time when you dimmed your light to fit in. That's your Medusa, stirring in the dark, waiting for you to turn and face her. Medusa's snakes aren't a curse. They're her untamed power, her rejected beauty. Like the inner child you silenced when life demanded you be strong, her serpents are the voice of your suppressed self, hissing to be heard. Your shadow isn't your flaw. It's the part of you the world wasn't ready to see. It's the spark you buried to survive. Medusa's gaze turned men to stone. But what if the real paralysis is yours? Every time you avoid your pain, the anger you swallow, the grief you sidestep, the love you withhold, you freeze a piece of your soul. You've built a shield, like Perseus, to avoid your own reflection. You scroll, you work, you smile, all to keep her eyes at bay. But that shield is your prison, and the labyrinth of avoidance only grows deeper. A 2025 Trauma Neuroscience Quarterly study revealed that avoiding emotional truths strengthens the brain's fear response, trapping you in cycles of self-doubt and disconnection. Jung's psychology urges you to face the shadow, not flee it. The longer you avoid, the heavier the stone becomes. What truth are you dodging right now? A memory that stings? A feeling you can't name? A choice you're afraid to make? Pause. Whisper it to yourself, just once. Let it breathe. Medusa's gaze isn't deadly. It's a mirror. It forces you to see what you've avoided. Your power, your pain, your humanity. Shadow work begins when you dare to look back, when you stop running from the reflection you feared. The gaze you fear is your own. Lower the shield, and the stone will crack. You're not trapped. You're ready to move. Perseus slew Medusa by using a polished shield as a mirror, avoiding her direct gaze. But shadow work offers a braver path. Instead of slaying her, what if you met her eyes? What if you sat with her pain, her rage, her beauty? In Carl Jung's psychology, integrating the shadow means listening to it, naming it, asking, "What do you want me to know?" It's not about destruction, it's about dialogue. A 2023 Archetypal Research Institute study showed that acknowledging suppressed emotions reduces cortisol levels, calming the nervous system and fostering emotional resilience. This is shadow work in action. Facing your truth rewires your mind, loosening the grip of fear. I promised you'd uncover a new way to face your shadow. Here's the secret. Medusa's gaze doesn't destroy. It reveals. It shows you the parts of yourself you've hidden, the strength beneath your shame, the fire beneath your fear. What part of you is ready to be seen? Medusa's head, carried by Perseus, became a weapon of protection, etched on Athena's shield. Your shadow, once embraced, becomes your strength, a shield of self-awareness, a power you wield with clarity. Your shadow isn't here to harm you. It's here to heal you. Look into its eyes and claim the pieces of yourself you've locked away. Medusa's snakes were not her punishment. They were her voice. Each hiss, each coil was a story of survival, of rage, of beauty unacknowledged. Your shadow sings the same song. The anger you've feared is your courage, misdirected. The shame you've carried is your sensitivity, unhealed. The parts you've called monstrous are the raw materials of your transformation. A 2025 Cambridge neuroplasticity study found that naming and processing emotions weakens the brain's fear circuits, allowing new patterns of self-acceptance to form. When you name your shadow, this is my grief. This is my power. You rewire your mind to embrace your wholeness. You've thought it before. I'm broken. But what if your cracks are where the light shines through? What if your shadow is your art, your song, your strength? What would you create if you stopped hiding? Medusa's serpents were her crown, her gaze her wisdom. Your shadow holds your greatest gifts, the creativity, the passion, the depth you've buried under fear of judgment. When you listen to its song, you reclaim your voice. The parts of you that feel monstrous are the parts that make you whole. Let them sing, and you'll find your power. Medusa's story doesn't end in death. Her image adorns shields, temples, coins, a symbol of protection, not destruction. Her gaze, once feared, became a guardian. Your shadow is the same. Once you face it, it transforms. The rage you've hidden becomes your courage. The shame you've carried becomes your empathy. The child you silenced becomes your muse. A 2024 Journal of Analytical Psychology study emphasized that integrating the shadow fosters archetypal alignment, a state where your conscious and unconscious selves work in harmony. This is the gift of shadow work, not just healing, but becoming. Picture this. Your shadow isn't a monster. It's a muse, holding a pen, waiting for you to write a new story. What's the first line? Medusa's myth was rewritten by those who feared her. Now, you rewrite your own. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's your co-author, ready to craft a story of wholeness. The monster you feared is your muse. Embrace your shadow, and you'll write a life that's yours, not the world's. Medusa's gaze was never a curse. It was a mirror, reflecting the beauty you hid, the power you denied, the truth you locked away. You've looked into her eyes now. You've heard her song. You've seen your shadow. And you're still here, not stone, but whole. Not broken, but radiant. Light a candle tonight. Whisper one truth Medusa showed you. Share it in the comments. Your shadow is watching, and it's ready to become your muse.